After adding color and text into our piece, we're now ready to go back into our composition and enforce the idea of pentimenti, which we talked about earlier, as Thomas Mills uses in his piece. It's the revealing of what has been underneath what we have layered on top of the composition. In order to do that, we'll be adding some more media and also subtracting media using a couple different techniques. So I'll first be showing you adding techniques. We have our oil pastels, some soft pastels that we used before, and we can also incorporate the ink back into. I'm first going to show you how to incorporate oil pastels since we have not used this media yet. This here we want to use colors that we've used before in our composition to make it the colors more harmonious. So I'll probably use some light blues and highlight this up here on this patio. Maybe I want to create some contrast with yellow against the purple to highlight the tops of the mountains. The oil pastel is a nice technique to use because you can get a more crisp line as opposed to the soft pastel. Now we can also incorporate back into the piece the soft pastel. We can do this around our phrase. It's important to incorporate our phrase back into the piece by layering other media on top of it. You can use that with color or with the black. Soft pastel. There's also a technique called dusting, and how we do this is we take an X-Acto blade and one of our soft pastels, and you simply lightly scrape off from the pastel onto the piece of paper. We will then take another piece of paper and lay it on top and press into our composition over what we've already dusted into it. This will compress the pastel into the paper, embedding it within, and later we'll spray fix it so that it doesn't fall off. As you can see, this creates kind of like a stardust effect. If we use more pastel, then maybe we can cover up our texture that we had before. We can also go back in with our ink and make some of our lines more pronounced that we had made before. You can use any of these techniques. You have to use at least one so that we can add more media on top and create more layers and more dimension to our piece.